Roll call.
Dan Nivell,
Here.
Don Bodnar,
Here.
Diane Fredrickson,
Here.
Mike Ritchie, Dave Yatzik, Dave Driscoll, nope, Stu Fisher,
Yep.
Diana Mallory, nope, Chris Olson.
Here.
Has everybody had a chance to look at the minutes from the last meeting? Oh, excuse me. Agenda. Like to add under old business, Bob Murdock.
Old business?
Old business, yes, under E. Any other changes, amendments to the agenda? Motion to approve?
So moved.
Who was that?
Sue.
SF?
Second?
Me. Second.
Sue?
Don?
Don? All in favor?
All right.
Opposed? January meeting minutes. Any changes? Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
There's still.
Second.
I'm sorry, I'm still reading the minutes.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't here last
I
time.
wasn't here either, so I don't know about the Murdock.
Oh, that's for,
Oh, I see it on the January.
okay.
Not second.
Okay. All in favor?
Was that Diana? Diana?
Diane. Opposed? Okay. Financials.
Well, not much to report this month. There's no bills to be paid. Our total cash at the time now is $137,629.73. I did talk to Neil and got rid of that due from the federal government. It just needed to be reversed, which I could do. So that's done. As of right now, we're way under budget.
This is our cash on hand, or is this our construction, or what is this?
That's our cash on hand, but that's including that bond reserve, the $137,000, that's including, so that's $13,000.
13?
Yep.
Okay.
And, I can't think of his name right now.
Keith?
Clayton
Clayton?
McGovern is working with the county on that correction for 2021.
Do we have any idea what that?
No.
No. Okay.
Oh, Mike,
I have a report on that. I talked to, I've been talking to Wade Trim. Clayton wants a map. He
that's
wants,
for something in the future though too, isn't it?
that
That's not
goes back to
2021.
21.
Oh,
He wants to go back to 2021 and go to Buffy, here they are. He wants a map, so I've had another phone call, 2 phone calls today with Wade Trim, and then I've got another one. And they transfer it to another person who can get me. He wants a digital PDF of our map, so that he can point out we can actually count the parcels, make sure we're all on the same page.
But that 2021, they had all been on there in previous, and they were all on there in 2022. So I thought he wanted, going forward for additional parcels. It was not, it was just off for 2021 on the assessment roll.
So if we go back to 2021,
We should, I thought we had that cleared up with Buffy, didn't we?
Well, yeah, but Clayton had to do a mock, or revised assessment roll for
Right.
2021 to submit to Buffy.
so that's why he wants the map
Well,
with the numbers on
he
it?
shouldn't need a map
He shouldn't
because
need
those
an app, he
parcels
shouldn't need
were
an
on
app
there.
now, we've got the figures which match up with every other year we've done it.
Yeah, I thought because Clayton believes that we're missing parcels that we should be collecting on. So that's.
That's why he wants the map then?
Or going,
I'll still pursue the map, and I'll give him a call tomorrow
Yeah,
about,
the map, he wants that still,
yeah,
yes.
well, I'll call him tomorrow, make sure that it's something we can expect at, reimbursement on our next check, our next disbursement. That's what Buffy said she was going to do, was to include it in our next disbursement.
Yes, you're correct,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they're gonna, when does that come in June?
She's been actually doing a little bit earlier, May.
Okay. So we'll get this year's plus what they didn't
Plus
give
what
us
they
last
didn't
year,
get
but all in the
last
same
time.
payment?
All in the same payment?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They'll list it separate.
Do we
but,
get interest?
Usually, yeah.
Good.
Good.
That's all I have
Do
to
we need a
report.
motion to approve the financial report?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
So motion to move for the approval of the financial report.
I'll move.
Okay, it's DB. Yep.
DB.
Okay. So-
Second?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that's carried. New business, the music series.
I gave you a little-
Got a sheet in front of us.
I wanted to just run it by you. I'd like to have 10, but I'd like to hit up a little more of the townspeople, the businesses. And I'd like to get a little more of a publicity budget. This would be about a $1,500 if everybody contributed. It's $500, be $2,500 from the DDA. Or if you go 3,000, it would be a little bit toward our publicity. I'd like to get going a little earlier on it this year.
Have we decided on the location? Because there was some talk about bringing it downtown.
I still down at the beach. Everybody seems to be a popular place for it. Well, we'll get into that capital improvement project, okay? Because I still think one of the items on there is a band shell, which would change downtown.
I kind of thought at the last, sorry, Mark.
No, go ahead, say it. Did you think we were talking about moving
I
it?
kind of thought that we discussed moving it.
We did discuss moving some of the different, maybe down like at the, excuse me,
Marina
Marina Park we were talking about.
Yeah.
And then we did talk about maybe putting one down at, where the microbrewery was. We talked about that a little bit too.
That's, I
Um,
could've sworn we just talked about putting it here. Oh, well.
I mean, we could possibly split them up between different places. The only thing I worry about,
Consistent.
yeah.
Because if people don't know where to
Yeah,
go,
we have to
then,
stay
yeah, we
The,
have
the only thing that they said about having them down at the beach was because the boats were coming in, but I don't know, I never went to one, so I don't know how many boats
It's
were
an
there.
awesome spot, it really is. But maybe if we had like, sometimes like when Sheboygan has something, they have a banner across Main Street that says what's happening in the days or whatever. If it's every week,
Yeah.
like if it's something across it every Thursday night at the beach or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, some kind of,
Even
Like
like
the
those
yard
little
stuff.
yard signs, and like we do those for Christmas in Indian River.
Yeah.
We've done it for other things, but,
You know, we got a couple of sandwich boards down at the Red Barn. We can have those repainted and, because they used to say Marina Park.
Yeah,
Park
and those
in
are
there.
heavy, right?
Heavy, we could actually put one down at the Veterans Pier, music tonight, DeVoe Beach,
Yeah.
and have your arrow pointer right now.
Are we at all concerned that some of the local businesses are also beefing up their music? Because I've heard that 310's gonna do music, I know the brewery does music. I mean, I'm starting to hear of people who are going to be offering music. Have we talked with them to find out what they're doing, what days they're doing? I don't think it's a.
everything's on weekends.
Well, Matt has done Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
Matt's done Wednesday, I don't know if he's gonna do Thursday nights or not. It's a good idea. I'll talk to Matt and to Jason and Tony and find out what their plans are.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, because we don't want to compete with their,
Exactly.
Business.
That was
And
my
We can be like
concern.
Sheboygan has music, I think, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night every week, year round. And I think that's kind of cool, because people just know that they can go somewhere and see live music.
so, Mike, you're looking for $3,000 from the
Yeah.
DDA
3,000.
to do, advertising in our share of the,
Yeah, and I'll send out letters to everybody again if they're interested in
Mhm.
participating with this.
Are you looking at this to be, you're not looking at all this to be in addition to this year's budget?
It will be next year's budget. The only piece that I would be concerned about is for the publicity. If we have to start getting going on that, it will come out of this year's budget. Because I think the first date is June 29th.
Okay, can we have, the figures by next month so we can do a budget adjustment? Because we'll have to do a budget adjustment.
Are you sure? Because I thought that when we discussed the budget, I thought that this, part of this was in it.
We have our, summer music series was 1,500 was what we budgeted, and we spent 1,150 so far.
Okay.
So, I mean, and if we're gonna have one musician in January, or excuse me, June.
Right.
it's before our new budget.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
before our new budget, plus you'd have to do the advertising.
The
Which,
promotion.
and I'm sorry, I should have made, additional copies of this, but under our contingencies, we still have $7,471.
So we can pull that, just
Yes.
do a budget adjustment into this.
Yes, if that's what, but that's why I'm saying that we'd have to do it, but knowing how much you're gonna spend on, or a maximum, Mike, for advertising before.
Yeah, I would not think much more than $1,500.
For advertising?
Yeah.
I really do like Chris's suggestion about the banners at both ends in town.
I do too.
Boy, that captures a lot of
Always notice
attention.
that stuff.
I kind of, when you have the signs on the roads or I kind of look away from those, that's just me, but a banner
there's so
certainly
many.
would grab my attention.
Well, I don't know if Sheboygan still has it, but they have their farmer's market one by
Mhm.
the
Yes.
tissue
We
building.
got a little different situation than we do. They own their
Yeah.
streets. They can
Yeah.
do that. We can't do that
Oh,
here.
we can't do that.
And I know when I was at the chamber, we
Can,
tried to
but
set
we
a
can
summer
put a
fest
banner
program.
on the side of the
Side of the
road.
road. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking you put one up just south of or just north of the Fish. As you're coming into town, you see music every
The happy ochre.
Thursday night.
Maybe we can have
I think I missed something.
No, that was Dave Driscoll there. We were looking for a name for it. I said
Oh,
Bert.
that's
You go,
right,
call it
yeah.
Hooker.
Yeah.
Make the lights red. So,
Indian River's red light district.
anyway, that's where I'm at. If I could get
Well,
a,
we could have one out here,
yeah,
in front here, a banner, but I like the idea of banners as well.
the one down by the Fish, or then we could get that sandwich
One by the
board.
chamber,
I know a really good graphic artist who does that kind of stuff, and I can get a really good deal.
I don't know what.
I mean, free.
well, they could, if we could put one on the porch of the chamber.
Yeah, yeah.
So you
And
need a
maybe
motion to
three-
approve $3,000 for the music series?
Yes, and that would give me like some of these banners ready, and then I also want to do posters like we did before. I didn't see a great return on the posters though, do you know that? Because I put a whole bunch of them in the state park and I wasn't aware of a lot of things that were going. I think those banners would be
Do they
better.
have a newsletter or a weekly, they have to have something that they give their campers
For
or
the
guests.
campers.
I don't know.
Yeah, they have to have something that they print off to,
Would
I
they
have that
allow
welcome
us,
tent. I've never looked to see what they have displayed.
would they
there, but-
allow us to put a banner up at the entrance of the state park?
I doubt it. It's all, no, that is MDOT right there.
who do we know at MDOT?
Not anybody that you can talk to.
And nobody wants to beg for forgiveness afterwards.
No, we
Oh,
don't
I'm
wanna-
on tape.
no, I don't wanna do
No,
that.
I'm teasing.
But what about in front of Subway?
I think there's some really good spots.
You know, like if we put something, like talk to Patty and Scott, I think at Subway, so when people are
Because when
coming
people
out
would
of
pull
the-
up, that would
yeah.
be just as good.
It would be
So-
right
And we
there.
would be in compliance, which is
Um,
Just
good.
go right straight across.
Yeah, we can't put anything on the island, right?
No, you can't put it
That'd be a little dangerous.
So, I'll make a motion that we, first make a motion to $3,000, for the summer music series.
Let's make that motion first.
Yeah, and then we'll do
And-
the
yeah.
second.
Yeah,
And-
I'll
and-
second it.
All in favor?
I-
Okay. Opposed? Passes. Okay, now you gotta transfer money.
Then, yep,
Are you working with the Citizens National Lake Park?
hush. And then, we need to
We're gonna have
move
this beautiful awakening.
$3,000 from 248-271-934-00 contingencies.
Can you say that again real slow?
Yep. $3,000
From the contingency.
from the contingencies,
That number is,
248-271-934-00
okay,
to 248-271-880.01.
and that is,
That is the summer music series.
that has its own line?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I make an adjustment perhaps? To just, we have some money left over still, so should we say up to $3,000? Cause we
Yeah.
do have some money in the account that can
Yes.
be spent,
Yeah.
so the
Right.
language should say up to.
On that original motion.
On the original motion, it should
Okay.
say up to,
Up
Okay.
to 3,000.
Yeah.
so we don't
So,
exceed.
yeah, so we need to,
Let's revise that. just-
Revise.
Yeah, I'll take that one back.
okay.
Do
You wanna make it?
spend
I
up
move
to,
to
yeah,
spend
she's gonna
up
make
to
that.
$3,000
And I'll
on
send
the
it.
And
summer
you're
music
seconding.
series.
Yep.
Okay, all in
Okay.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Now we can do your transfer.
Well, it's still the same amount,
Same amount.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, did
I'll
we have
make
a
a
second on
motion.
that?
No, not yet.
I don't think we had a motion for it, did we?
That was
I
Sue's
made a
motion.
Sue's motion.
I'll second it.
Dawn seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
And I think we can probably hit up some more businesses because we have a few more businesses.
Yeah, I'll hit up at 310, I just thought of that. And, I'll just keep working on it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll think of, I'll send out letters and find out who's interested again.
Okay. Awakens and for their sponsorship.
Wickens in, okay.
Yeah, Dan's repairs in.
Oh, okay, let me write that down. Oh, Dan, you did last year too?
Yeah, he did last year.
Okay.
Okay, 4th of July,
I have
parade.
not heard back from Joey the bagpiper yet.
No.
I sent a message to him, I'll give him a call tomorrow.
Okay.
So I don't know, are we still interested in having the bagpipers at the
I-
4th of July parade?
I mean, it was
Going on
very
with
well
that.
received, so.
Yeah. I've not heard back from him. What did we pay last year? Did we have a record?
I
You know
don't-
what, let me look at my phone, cause I got it on my
I
phone.
don't have itemized.
I thought we talked about going a little bit more because you were going to have a bigger, we talked about this 2 meetings ago.
We're all too old.
It seems like a long time ago.
It seems like a long time ago. It was,
That
it's
was
2
last
months.
year. Isn't that sad?
My phone's in my car too, Sue.
Well, we'll just table that until next month then.
Is it on
Yeah.
his-
I swear you just tried.
Is it on your hip?
Oh my God.
Or possibly in your
You guys,
back
you know what I
pocket?
was doing the other day? I played at Bob's Live, and I'm going, where's my phone? And everybody's coming back to me live on Facebook. Can't find your phone, huh? It's right in front of me. So, excuse me, I'll get back to these.
Oh my God.
Sorry, it's generally not there. Let's see here.
I've done that. I've actually walked around the house as I'm talking on the phone.
Can't find your
On
phone.
your phone. You said to say I've done that too. Did we get the new radar?
We did 4 people for $1,000 last year. 2 drummers and 2 bagpipers. Do you want to wait till you hear back from them?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely interested, so
Okay.
we'll just table it until March.
Okay.
But we should get that locked up next
Yeah.
month so that we have it done.
How about a not to exceed figure of 1,500?
I'll make that motion.
DB,
DB.
not to exceed 1,500. DB,
Second?
I'll second that.
is that an SF?
That's an S.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Opposed?
Okay.
I'm not sure I've been here much, because I don't remember the 4th of July at all.
Really? We might have been California.
I was in Minnesota.
Yeah, I bet.
Did
It
you have
was-
COVID?
No.
Okay, streetscape update.
I talked to Keith and he's anxious to get that tied up, so as soon as we get we'll get to the consumers part because he called again
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
And Don Webb had asked me about looking into making River Street, getting those roads, those sidewalks fixed on River Street and Lake Street, part of the streetscape, and we can't do it. So we're gonna tie it into our loan, we can't do that. According to, but I'd like to get this, as soon as we get consumers done, we'll be tying this up.
See what we have left.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Mike and I, well, we walked through the street twice in the last month. We did it one time, it was a beautiful day. Consumers was here with 4 people.
Right.
And discussed things, and after we got through walking it all, they said, we'd really like to have the boring guy here, because he can tell you what we can do and what we can't do. Well, unfortunately, the boring guy was here, it was blowing and cold and snowy, and we couldn't see the ground very well. But we did do a few things. The 310 is going to have to be a open trench. You cannot set up a boring machine. From what he saw that day, he said when you don't have snow on the ground, he might be able to do something different. But so we'd have to cut the asphalt over to the thing and then bring the pipe in that way. Bear Barbell was removing the pole and then to a vault and then boring. So that was not a big deal. Same thing with the glow. Peyton Memorial, I got there a few minutes afterwards, but we were going to remove that pole and put a new pole up with, no new, I thought we had a light there.
No, it's a pole it's the guide pole.
The guide pole, okay.
It's right there, it's a guy line that holds up the pole. So what they're gonna do is just gonna stretch that across on the guy line. So there'll be a line there, and then they'll come down. We gotta talk about, do we want a light there? 2 lights maybe, one shines, 'cause we're taking away the parking lot light from 310. And there's a part with, on the other side, one side would go to the parking lot, and one side would go to the memorial and the flag.
Because there is a meter there, so.
We don't necessarily need to do the 310, I'm just telling you.
Right.
That's not the pole with the outlets on it.
No, that's
Service.
that's a real cruddy old pole with the outlets around it, that's one we want to get rid of.
Okay, thank you.
And then Waldron was bored to the building and to Finder Keepers, and he thinks he can goes down into Waldron's and then cut across, be a better way to do it. But again, we couldn't see good enough to really tell you what was going on. Ashford is boring to the house. They're gonna restructure Martha underground on
To Scott Swanson's place.
Scott Swanson's place on the other side, so they can eliminate that guide pole that's over there. It's just clean it up, basically. And BC Pizza was underground. It's already underground from to the repair shop That's already underground, it's already into the vault and everything there, so that's not a problem. Christopher's, we had a little bit of finagling there because there's a, what is that,
It's a vent.
a vent for the sewer
Sewer.
there. So he thinks he's gonna have to go down there and cut across, but again, the snow was so bad that, and he also wants to get gas company there and charter there before, so that we can make a better plan on where things can go. Barber shop was boring to the pole and possibly boring down and across to the building. But again,
We're just gonna go to the pole, Dan, because it's already set away from the road.
okay.
So we'll just go to the pole.
Go to the pole.
We'll
And then
connect
go
there.
back to the upper.
There, we'll go
and go
right down. So
across.
it's all set. I mean, that's off the road. We will see that.
Kristen's place, the meter is between the barber shop and Kristen's place.
About this much space, isn't there?
Yeah, and we walked in back, and that guy said, you know, I think I can set up my small machine from the back and bore from back there to bring it in. But again, there's too much snow there to really be positive what he could do. We spent quite a bit of time there looking at that, different possibilities. The worst is we have to hand dig in that, put that, he can bring it to where the fence is, but he can't, if he can't get back in the back and bore through, then we're gonna have to hand dig that, which is gonna be a time consuming. I don't know how deep they have to go, I didn't think to ask him that. Then the next one is North Country, and that is gonna be an expensive one for us because they're gonna have to move the meter base to the front of the building on the side, because where the meter base is now, there's a gas meter underneath it now, and they won't allow that anymore. So we'll have to leave that input there and then put the meter base and just pipe that in. So that's gonna be more expensive for our part of it. We have to get permission from him to do that, from them to move that meter base to the front.
He seems to be pretty proactive, aren't they?
Yeah, they have a walkway down there, but it's not being used, so I don't think it'll be a problem. That would be the one thing we have to talk about. And then at Tasty Freeze, talking about boring
Just to the pole.
just to the pole,
And then
but
it's still,
he told me that after the guy for the boring, he said, I can set this up here and go into that, and he said, it's not gonna be any more money.
Okay.
So, I thought that would be a better alternative.
Can you guys see these in your head?
Mhm.
Can you?
There's a pole at the back
We've
of
been
the-
down this road so many times.
You talk about, but when you say the Dairy Queen next to.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
The old Dairy Queen.
The old Dairy Queen.
Is that-
Garage sale place, no?
Yeah, but, he said, and the guys from Consumer said, you know, he's right. It may be cheaper for us to just bore that across rather than taking, because the line is not in very good shape and the pole's not in very good shape. So it kind of eliminated.
Is he gonna have to come back in the spring when everything?
He's gonna have to come back, and we're gonna have to come back with with gas company, DTE, Charter, phone company, AT&T.
AT&T. yeah.
So what does the schedule look like?
We're hoping next fall.
2023?
This fall.
This coming fall.
Okay.
There's no way that we're gonna get all this
Done in the spring.
logistics, and we still have to get easements and everything on it, but it is looking better. Physical therapy is gonna have to be, the concrete's gonna, or the asphalt's gonna have to be cut.
Open cut, yeah.
We're gonna have, there's also going to be some cuts in the sidewalk in certain spots that are gonna have to be repaired.
So with, is there an estimate on all of these as we're talking about it? No?
We've gotten, over the course of time, a couple of different estimates, but I don't think we're even in the same ballpark now because of what we're adding to it. We have to see what the electricians are gonna charge.
Yeah.
I'll be glad if we can get under 200,000. That's everything.
I don't have that.
And this is going to be billed to Streetscape,
Yeah.
and how much money do we
I
have
was gonna
in
say, it's the
Streetscape?
first time I don't have that report.
Yeah, I think you told me we have that much left, 400,
Okay, darn it,
in our loan.
cause there was
Yeah.
nothing, no increase, so I didn't bring anything.
Right,
And then the other, Pollards and Rivers Crossing, boring. He thinks that maybe he can go to Pollards and sit up there and bore into the vault from that side that
And
way.
that's an easement, he has to get an easement from Jason.
Right.
And to go back behind Jason, all they gotta do is bore back to that line that's down behind PNC. It's that old three line that's run there.
Well, they want to replace that pole back there anyways. So it did make me feel better that we actually got some feet on the ground and started discussing, and the boring guy was there. Because he's the one that tells you where you can set the machines up and stuff. But he said that the cutting and stuff like that, he'll probably just bring up machines, do all of it, then we'll have to pay for having it. They did ask me if we had a place to get rid of concrete and asphalt and stuff like that, and I volunteered. Said, yes, we do.
Dan's repair?
Thank you.
oh, that's very
And
nice.
So, how many holes does this end up eliminating?
Well,
Okay.
How many do we have up now?
we will have, we've got 15 or so, 15 or 16.
Okay.
So that will take out most of it. The only poles that we left are the primary lines. And the guy line, the one guy line down
Yeah,
there.
down here.
So,
Can't get
So
rid
you
of that,
think
or that's gonna,
yeah.
Mike, you think that's gonna amount to 3 or 4 poles left?
Yeah, but they have to stay, that's the
Right.
primary lines.
That's fine.
Right, I just wanted
But
to.
But that's a huge improvement.
Oh
What
my
did we
God.
have,
Huge,
70
yeah.
some?
Yeah.
We had more than 50.
I was thinking
Down to
that's-
3 or 4.
Matt Weiner and I went over
So,
some.
basically, it's gonna eliminate everything on that east side,
Good.
pretty much.
Nice.
Everybody will have an underground connection to their building.
That's a plus for them too.
Is it possible to set up the next meeting now for like mid-April, just so that their
They've
schedules
already-
don't get
Yeah.
They've already discussed,
potential
the-
meeting times?
yeah, I don't know what you talked to him, you said you talked to him.
James called, they just they're
Kind of
gonna
wonder we're
work
having
on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
set
let
up
me know they're
for
working
2
on it.
weeks.
Yeah.
He said somebody.
They've got so much stuff going in.
Well, in the spring, it's gonna be 10 times worse, so that's
Yeah.
why I was saying if we could get on their books now, that,
The
That might be
problem is you
wise.
gotta get all these other people together and
right,
have
This is
the
herd
grounds
cats.
on.
It's herd
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
cats,
yeah.
It's,
If we start now, we
I was
can
surprised we had
hurt it.
5 people there besides us, because normally it's just one person and they say, oh yeah, we can do this, and then the next guy comes and says, no, we can't do that, so it is getting a little bit better. I think we're making progress on it anyways.
That was consumers update too, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Yep.
Should we back up and do the fish real quick?
Yep, we're gonna do the fish next.
Okay, fish is, we're still on hold. I put a call into the attorney. I did not realize that Mark Pulte's attorney is Petoskey. And so I put a call in, there 2 calls in, he has not returned yet. But we're trying to either get a quiet title to Pulte for the remaining road right of way, and then have him quit claim us 20 square feet, so we can put an address on it, or I'm gonna try and talk to him and say, can we just use your address? Which I think, we may or may not do, so.
But he's gonna want for his liability, he's gonna want an easement.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Is
I
that
wouldn't do
property
it any
still
other
for
way.
sale? Is it still posted for sale?
It's for sale, but it's not really for sale, it's for lease. It's a build lease.
Right,
They
but
don't lease
is
them.
there still signing in it?
Yeah.
Just
But they're not
curious.
No, there's no sign. Well, just last week, I called twice last week.
You called the lease number?
The
Oh.
attorney's. Excuse me.
Okay, so we're still working on that one too. Capital improvement plan.
We have our own capital improvements right here in our DDA 2020 amendments then. So there's that whole, and I'd like to go through each one, and we have, did I make you guys copies? Probably not. I would like to just get it together with the parks. The parks plan has several things that they want to do too. It came from their 5-year plan. This is their capital improvements. And this is what we'll give to the board. So, okay, this is, or the planning commission, and say this is where we're going. This is what we have so far.
Would it be a good idea to have a round table?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think it's necessary.
What's that?
It's a definite.
Yeah,
it's needed.
planning commission,
Yeah,
parks,
Parks and
DDA,
Rec.
and township board.
Well, we all need, I mean, we're all working for the same good.
Yeah.
But it would be good if we all knew where everybody else was and what we can do to assist, or
That,
what
think
they can
that's
do
what
to
the
assist.
idea is, trying to figure out, get it all so we're on the same
Can we
page.
try to plan something for maybe March?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea for March.
And just do a round table and kind of invite all the groups?
I think that's a fantastic
Yeah,
idea.
well, I actually, March's gonna be,
No,
Yeah,
there's
that's
not gonna
pretty
be a good month because people are gone and
yeah,
What about
you're
April?
gonna have that.
April.
April?
I know they wanted to do it a little earlier than that. Let me talk to the board, the township board, and see what they're, and there's a planning commission meeting this Thursday. So,
But it would be good if everybody especially, I mean, the earlier the better because,
mhm.
you know, we don't wanna duplicate anything. We don't wanna be working against each other.
Right.
It's just good to
And
know
that's
what
that's-
everybody's doing.
Yeah,
Might as well get too disjointed if we don't collaborate.
Yep.
this is for Sue. Could you pass that down to Sue? That's all the grand history and, you know, you wanted a copy, that's all the grand
Okay,
history.
thank you.
There's a missing page, number 2 would have been, you know, been perfect, but so the ones that are on that second set of the grant fills in page 2.
Okay.
Okay.
So Mike, you'll get back to the group about when the round table
Yes.
could take place
Table.
after Thursday's meeting?
Mm-hmm.
Good, great.
We're gonna try to incorporate it with one of our meetings or a separate?
I think it
just
should be a
around-
separate meeting,
Okay.
separate meeting.
Who was, we had 2 people that were supposed to do that, weren't we? That were supposed to, be liaisons between chamber and,
Yeah. That never
But I don't
happened.
think the capital improvement is
No,
not.
I don't-
that's not
That's
the
chamber
change.
function.
I can't remember if we talked about the capital improvement
But certainly the
before, and
chamber
I
would
thought
be-
we had a couple people that were going to kind of be the,
It wouldn't be a bad idea to have the chamber or tourist bureau or whatever is going on there, just so that they're aware of what's
Yeah.
going on in the
I
township.
think so too.
Cause they're the ones who, you know, are our advocates and getting people to come here and enjoy things.
Oh.
I had expressed a couple meetings ago that I was interested in, you know, something like that, but then nothing had come up, so
Yeah.
I didn't.
well, I think that's the best way to do that, is to get 2 people that are going to be our lead people and go to these meetings, because if we switch around and one person goes one time and another person goes another, then it's gonna be
Consistent.
very hard to keep track of what's going on.
I agree with you, Dan.
So would somebody like to do that besides Diane?
I'm not back till April though, so
Okay,
if
you're
it's
not
in
back.
March,
I'm
then
at all those meetings anyway.
Okay.
I
The
know,
planning
but-
commission,
But we need at least a second person.
Yeah.
What are the meetings for planning commission and parks?
planning commission is the 3rd Thursday, parks is,
Second.
parks is second Thursday?
Although I think this one's coming up on, I think our next one would be the 12th, I think.
That's during the day, right?
Yeah, 2 o'clock,
March 7th.
March 7th.
Okay.
What's the second Tuesday? You said?
and I certainly don't mind helping out, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be around for a little bit.
I just can't
Mike, if you
guarantee
can
that I
send
can
me,
be there.
if you can send me reminders,
Mm-hmm.
then I can try. I mean, I'm usually around, but you never know.
Depends on what the meeting
That
schedule
whole
is.
work thing gets in the way of
I
it sometimes. You know?
Work gets in the way of these
I
things.
know, right?
I mean, I could do it, but not for the first couple weeks in March.
Okay.
Well,
We'll get a plan together.
Okay, yeah, I mean, like I said.
We gotta bring it up to the, planning commission and to the parks as well, and to the
I
township
think
board.
that they'll definitely be, I mean, that's the only thing though, Mike, is, I don't mean to be this way, but if you're gonna be there representing the township board and the planning commission and everybody.
Right, it shouldn't be that.
You shouldn't do that.
No, I know, that's why I
Somebody
would
else should be doing
prefer,
that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just you and
How-
Dawn and Sue. Guess can carpool, can't you?
We can, yep, I can pick up her crippled little self.
Unless, are you planning California
Surgery
trips?
next
I have
week.
no idea.
You know, you
Oh.
kinda just spur
Um,
them on.
Uh-huh.
Spur
And
them
I'll
on.
do it
Well, not
in
really,
April,
but
but
I don't
I,
have
you know,
plans.
get from the second
This
week in April.
probably,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not
I mean,
going
we
to
don't
New York
even
for a
have
while,
a
so.
thing, but it might be a month or two before this gets organized anyways.
Exactly, exactly, but yeah, I think, I
Yes.
think two separate people.
The planning commission is supposed to have the CIP to the board by April 15th. So,
Mhm.
just for
Yeah.
planning purposes.
Yeah.
What I can do,
Mentioning that.
Jane, is take these two, the parks in here and put together these lists of capital improvement projects and give them to the planning commission.
I'm just saying, we're talking about trying to get a
A meeting
round
together.
table together, and
Too late for
if the
info,
planning
right?
commission has to have the CIP to the board by April 15th,
Yeah, right.
it doesn't leave a lot of time to.
Right, we need to hustle on it
7
and do it
weeks, yeah.
quickly,
So,
like in the next couple
So-
weeks rather than,
so are we actually working on next year's?
Capital improvement?
Yeah,
No,
that's what
this is
I'm
this
asking.
year's.
I know, but to get roundtables together, for them, but to have it,
Yeah, you're right.
Put a round
It's
table
kind
together in
of
2 weeks.
cutting it slim, doesn't it?
Well, if you're gonna, if you're just gonna get the information
yeah.
in April,
Everybody-
what do you, I mean, until you get the information, we're really not gonna be able to talk about anything. So I would say that we wait until after they get the information and then start going to meetings after that, so they
And
can.
I'll get this to this is Thursday, right? Thursday. Okay. Okay.
So Dawn and Sue are willing to do that if,
and if, and Diana as well.
yeah, I think
After
if we can
April.
get 3, then we can, if somebody can't make it, then that'd be great. Okay. I don't think we don't need a motion on that, do we? No. Okay. Thank you for doing that. I'd do it, but just, it's hard to get out of there in the middle of the day. Okay, public comment.
No, Bob
They're
Murdock?
not-
Oh, Bob Murdock, oh, excuse me. Bob Murdock called me today and asked me where we were at. I'm gonna let Mike tell us where we're
Can
at.
you give a brief?
I need a
we weren't
briefing
here,
because
so
I
let's-
don't know.
Okay,
anything about it.
Bob Murdock
It's
had
not
a,
Marina, right?
he owns
Hull Marina.
Hull Marina.
Right.
He wanted to see if we could
Restaurant or something.
incorporate that section
Oh,
into
right,
our
right,
DDA
right.
district.
Yep.
So that he could possibly in the future put a restaurant in and get a liquor license to go with it.
So let me ask you something. Is Indian River Marina is not in our district
No.
either. So it would benefit them because they're kind of across the river from
Well,
there, right?
that's,
So if we extended it,
if we,
It would
that's,
include both.
that's into the discussion.
Did
Mike
they
and I
sell?
talked about that
they
today.
have a liquor license, don't they?
Yeah, they're good to go, don't they?
Huh?
I think so.
In River Marina?
I think
They're
they
good
do.
to go.
They do have one?
I think so.
To go.
Sarah worked there
Oh,
like
to
a
go,
hundred years
okay,
ago.
okay.
Yeah.
With
So-
a, can't think of that.
So they,
But they
but
must
they
have a
applied
liquor
themselves
package.
for it,
Right.
for package license.
So, what'd you hear, Mike?
I talked to, well, the first thing, we can't do a DDA extension because that'd be contiguous. unless you're a brand new DDA, I guess you can have a second DDA, but it's a brand new, but it'd be contiguous to what we already have, we can't do that. Quarter improvement plan was a better option, but you need sewer and water. I always thought that'd be cool to make a quarter right down between the bridges, the I-75 bridge, all the way to the Indian River Bridge. And that would take, but I don't know how much the county would go along with that. People would be a part of that district, but there's only the potential of three businesses, and that's the two marinas and the Pines Resort.
No, didn't that property next to Purtle, which this was a couple of years ago, wasn't somebody gonna put a restaurant
Yeah,
there?
they sure were.
And are they in our DDA district?
No,
No,
they're not.
that would be the other,
What's the road?
Where is that
When you
at?
cross the bridge going
It's,
like toward.
Fay Martin.
Kmart.
Oh,
You
yeah.
go past,
And
just
then
it's
if you
right
go
next to Faber.
down that road,
Gotcha.
there's a piece of property, like a big grassy slope that goes down, and I remember a few years ago, somebody said that they were gonna put a little bar,
they were gonna have
summertime
slips
bar
and-
restaurant there.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
It just never came about.
I think they sold.
they sold it.
Yeah.
It's sold.
no,
But you got, also got the
So I
Pines
had that-
cottages in there too.
Our only thing, I'm gonna go back and circle back in this, because I've done it twice already, is that if we can get around the sewer and water quarter improvement and just have those marinas as part of it, you know, quarter improvement, it makes sense, but right now it's prohibited because we don't have sewer and water.
And you can't just have sewer, have to have water too.
That's what it says.
And we're not having a water system.
Well,
At least I can't see it.
Not this lifetime.
Not while I'm alive.
yeah, I don't see that.
Okay, so we're still working on that then.
Correct.
I will call them tomorrow and.
Just tell them that I'm circling back on the quarter improvement.
Yeah,
And it's another CIP, capital improvement plan, quarter improvement. But right now, we're at a standstill.
yeah.
that's a bummer.
I mean, it'd be nice, but I understand, I mean, I looked at it, that's private property in between the Marina Park and that. It's just really gonna be tough. Okay, now we can do public comment.
I already made
You called
my.
me, didn't you? You called me looking for my phone, didn't you? You didn't see it sticking out of my pocket? Okay.
Any comment from the board?
Yeah, we have to get a budget going here. The next meeting was on the agenda. We can start looking at the budget for next year. I appreciate it. Put it together real soon and.
So that's gonna go on our next month's
Yes, budget, March agenda.
March agenda.
I,
Um,
on a comment on that with the township board, they want a zero budget, whatever.
Zero-based budget?
Zero-based budget. And I'm also concerned that they're going to move it from a line approval
Line item? To a line item approval.
versus departments.
so they're going to have to approve our expenditures every time we,
Well,
Your line item?
if to, typically within a department, like the 271, you can move things around without any concern. We're doing it now with, the approval and everything. But I don't think they're gonna want to allow that.
so in other words, if we
So we-
have somebody come in and wants to do something, we can't do that without their approval?
I don't know.
But the other thing I would question is if, you have miscellaneous, you have other, you have contingency, and you pull from those, and are they talking about eliminating that
Well,
as well?
I don't know, because
Because
they're saying Well,
Yeah.
well, you have to have,
Yes.
Takes
you
some
have to
more
have
flexibility.
flexibility within the
Yeah.
budget because they're already, at this point denying, some of them from using their fund balance to, if something came up. So I don't mean to be this way, but, so when we are looking at this, so administration, we wanna maybe keep $2,000 in there. But if we do this zero, whatever this zero budget thing is,
They won't allow that.
I don't know what to see.
We-
See, as we
we-
get closer, because I'm just curious, I'm curious myself
Uh,
about how it works.
yeah, we'll have to
I
do a
just
little
sit down with
research.
Jay, and he's the one that's been explaining it, the zero-based budget. Sit down, how does that work exactly? I mean, if we have $3,000 in a line item for the music series, and we have a chance to get somebody that's gonna be over the budget, we can't do it because we can't take anything else out of that line. You can't move anything within the cost center.
So, yeah, if we don't have it in the budget already pre-planned,
Yeah, I don't know if that's the way it's gonna
Well,
be.
that
if
kind
it's-
of makes me question why we're even here then.
yeah.
Well, we'll figure it out. Yeah.
No?
Well, I mean, if we can't do anything,
Well, I'm just
Kind
kind
of
of
said that.
No, I
putting
just-
that
like-
I
out there.
appreciate the heads up
I'm
because,
just putting that out there.
yeah.
Cause I have, I mean, this will be a totally new way for me to do it, and I think things have been working just fine, as a matter of fact.
Well, that's, yeah, I mean, this is why rock the boat when you got the boat going flat.
Okay.
So what's the next step on the budget to discover exactly what they're gonna require
Let
of
me
us?
talk to Jay tomorrow. I'm gonna ask Jay to explain exactly how a zero-based budget works, because I'm leery if we can even develop a budget doing that.
Yeah, how do you,
And I don't know, they seem to think it'll work. He seems to
you know,
think
when
it'll work.
you're,
It
when
just seems
the
like we would
township,
be kicking
the
every
Parks
single one of
Commission
our
came to us
projects
and
and
they needed a
initiatives
snowblower.
down the
And we
line.
said, yes, if that's not in our budget, we can't do it the way it sounds.
No, I don't know. I'll get an idea what the zero-based budget is tomorrow, and how about I send out you an
Well,
email?
yeah, we can also do some research
Yeah.
as to what that is.
One other comment on that, not on that, but, we need to find out who is up for redoing their
Terms?
terms. I know this year that, Dawn and I are going to either have to switch or do something different because this is our second year in our terms. So we have to switch that. Just something to think about.
And do we have board members that, I mean, we have some board members that aren't here very often.
Well, I see, you got in last year, we redid yours last year, right? Or did
I
we just
thought,
put
I
you
know, I
on?
was just filling
You were
in
taking
somebody's
in for
term.
somebody's,
Mike,
But then
Mike
we
Saker.
voted you in.
so Mike's not due until next year, because him and I were on the
Okay,
same year.
okay.
So we're both in for this year, so I don't know who else is up.
Has anybody approached any of the board about joining the DDA board? I know that never happens, but.
What's that?
is
What's
that-
approaching?
Any
Has
business owners
anybody
in there?
showed interest in joining our board?
Well, we don't have an opening right now, do we?
Well, we have a couple of people that aren't here very often,
Yeah.
so, I mean, if, we
Yeah,
should
I mean, that-
probably, like, have conversations just to see if they wanna continue on.
I think Dave Driscoll's up this year, but I'm not positive, that's why I say we'll have to go back over our,
Where is that at? Does anybody know?
nope.
Yeah, what did I
Oh,
see it?
minutes.
It's in the minutes.
It's in the
Somebody
minutes.
did it. Somebody just did it.
You, I thought you did it here a couple of years ago.
I did a couple years ago, I
Yeah.
could dig it up, for
Okay.
sure.
Is it on a website?
I don't know.
Yep.
It's a good thing to put on the website.
Yeah,
It's a good idea. It might be.
Might be. I don't know. Okay, motion to adjourn?
again, I can't do it until probably April, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry.
It's, we
You're
have to have
that,
that done
right?
by, we have to have that done by June.
Okay, yeah,
So-
no problem. I'll look that all
And
that
then we'll, whoever's up, make sure that they want to re-up and,
talk to people
officers.
who don't come
Yeah.
and see if they wanna continue.
Right.
Mike, when
Mhm.
does the timeline that the township board wants to see everybody's budget?
In the budget process, I think they want to really start in earnest on it in May, early May. But we got March, developing it to March and then April, and I've got the process on my test there.
Any further comments?
I'll make copies if anybody would like to see the,
Sure.
okay.
It doesn't have our dates of expiration on there, our sell-by
Okay.
dates.
You
Bob
buy.
Murdock told me.
Good until this date.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other comments?
You can put the Brook on that donation for the music service.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
I'll do that.
I'm not on there, I need to be.
Thank you very
Sure.
much. That's great.
Motion to adjourn.
So
make
moved.
that motion.
8:57.
I'll second that.
7:57.
Thank you all for coming. Thanks for taping. Hope we didn't make too
Thanks,
bad
guys.
a boo-boos.